All right, so listen, some of you maybe have heard, I talked about this on Sean Pastuch's podcast recently. A lot of my work now is working with gym owners, either current or former, who also want to develop a personal brand. Maybe they want to help other gym owners. Maybe they want to get into nutrition. Maybe they want to, coach traveling fitness enthusiasts, whatever it is. The success I've had here with WTF Gym Talk and developing this personal brand has created a very unique opportunity for me to do the same with others. So this is a conversation I had with a local former gym owner who recently just sold their gym and is now looking to get into the market in the scene of helping other gym owners. He came down on site and we're gonna sit down and talk the ins and outs of developing a personal brand. So that's what this is.
What the fuck though?
What's up, bro? How are you, dude?
Good to meet you, man.
Good, nice to meet you in person. Getting all set up here?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, been going through all your stuff, spending a bunch of time on that, but just kind of jam with me. Talk to me kind of where everything is current day.
Yeah, so, quick backtrack, I had a gym, sold the gym, moved there. Basically, the way we made our deal was, our main goal was, I want to be completely digital, I want to be able to travel. The whole thing, right? I'm pretty close to it.
Yeah.
Pretty close. I just picked my laptop and worked. So the first stage was, before we sold the gym, I was working on a book like everybody else. The original thing was, I wanted to get all this information I had out of my head while it's still pretty fresh. We were in it we owned it for almost 13 years, and then we had a personal training business for 3 years before that. We were like, we're a CrossFit gym, we do fucking CrossFit.
Sure.
That's what we do. We should be really good at CrossFit. And that's what we were.
Yeah.
We were like, we had clean bathrooms and that kind of stuff. But we weren't going to be, you guys are like this, next level thing, right? But we didn't want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Right, so anyway.
So the one thing I would tell you in this line here, your product will sit, now it sits on a digital shelf amongst other products. The one thing that creates an allure, the reason I think I have an allure is because someone has a relationship with me via the content. Literally people when they come here, they feel like, no, we literally had a guy drop in this morning who is the investor at a CrossFit micro gym in Raleigh, and the owner is fucking it up. And he's like, I just wanted to come down and see if you were for real, whatever, is this place for real? Because I want to get him to fix it. And there was a lure, I saw that video made, how's your daughter? There's an allure to that. Yeah, 100%, yeah.
I'm at such an advantage to them. I watched tons
of their content, yeah.
I'm like, I kind of know what this dude's like.
Yeah, it's 100%.
All you know is a few.
That's the key though, is that's what you're gonna want to create. Now with that though, the real dollar amount does come in giving somebody that. So whereas I started off all one-on-one hourly job, use every call I had, every meeting I had was content, get it all out there for 5-6 years. And now there's this passive thing on the back end. Going on the passive thing on the front end where I've got this product, but I'm not doing the mentorship thing, I would tell you maybe you make the mentorship very low volume, 30 minutes one time a month, 30 minutes every 6 weeks, something to that degree, because you're gonna want the organic content of documenting that. You just let them know, hey, I'm gonna record the call, just so you know, and I might use it I will not use any of your financials, anything like that. You can have them sign a release waiver if you want and all that. But now you have that fresh content where people get this guy talks whatever. Now, the one thing on the side-by-side videos that have gotten bastardized, every Facebook fuck guru has that side-by-side video where it's some dude who's never owned a gym talking to someone who got 3 million leads in 6 hours. And so that side-by-side thing now is a little noisier, but that's why content like this, actually going and talking with someone, it'd be well worth it because you can travel and do your work for you to go do a field trip and go see a gym that currently did your course. Hey, I'm gonna be in town. I'd love to stop by. I'm gonna be bringing my camera. I'm just gonna set my camera up on a tripod. I'd love to just shoot the shit with you for my podcast or whatever. Again, the podcast is a thing that's 100,000% has to be an all-in thing, especially if we're looking to go passive because it's the most passive creation and consumption. You can literally get on Anchor and send any one of your clients an Anchor link and say, hey, I'm gonna call you and I'm doing a free 15-minute just kind of call. I just want to check in, but I'm going to be recording and you might hear it on my podcast, but I will bleep out anything that is very detailed financials. Yeah, sure, no problem. And you have a 15-minute fucking phone call with a client, and out of the 15 minutes, can you get 3 to 6 minutes of fucking fire nugs? Absolutely. And just themes and thesis, you get someone who's a Simon Sinek or a Gary Vee fan, those guys have theses that kind of surround their stuff. They're things that if you've listened to enough of their keynotes and their podcasts, whatever, you've heard them say these things all the time. But that's okay. Those are your theses. You've got to have a series of those. And for you to sit down and let's create them. Don't create them. It's gonna be one of the things you just say to people all the fucking time. Like one of the lines I use to people, like, I don't care what it is you do. I care how and why you do it. Don't tell me what you're gonna do. I don't give a fuck, because it's not special, and it's not what you do that's gonna crush it. It's why you end up doing it and then how you execute on it. So like, oh Stu, I'm gonna get rid of my pull-up rig and I'm gonna use torpedoes and these hanging rings. Cool, that's not what I'm doing here isn't special. It's how we execute on it. And it's the why and how we translate that why to the client. Why we explain to the clients that we don't have these big massive pull-up structures they've seen in other micro gyms. Those are the things, and those theses that you'll create really come out just as you shoot the shit with clients. You'll be sitting there talking to someone and you'll stop in your brain like, holy fuck, that was good. I'm so glad I was recording that call. I just pulled that out of my ass.
I feel like I've done that without getting paid for so long.
And if you would have just documented it and recorded it, it would have been a piece of content that forever will feed you. So right now, 460, 487, wherever the fuck we are video-wise on content there, I've had my guys crunch it how many videos get posted on reruns before every time we acquire a new client for either micro gym or in a call. Because then every freebie call you do, every paid call you do is just a content grab. It's just a content grab, and you document it, and now you don't even have to create anything. It's just already there.
All right. So how are you? The fun part of this whole thing is essentially, again, for my big goal for today is to come up with the initial content strategy. Like what are we gonna start off with from a content perspective? If I said, listen, make me a video and have it ready for publication for Friday. I want it to be about the thing that you want to talk about, the brand that you want to develop. What would the first thing that pop in your head be?
I think that there is a lot of people trying to take advantage of gym owners that are not just gym owners themselves, have never been a gym owner, or who are no longer wanting to be gym owners, and they're trying to solve problems that are unique to our industry that it's just, I don't know, I think half of them are not applicable to the market this day and age. And I think that gym owners have become hypnotized by this lead generation, sales funnel thing, and they lack the soft skills necessary to run any business. I want to work with gym owners who want to be a part of their community, who want to be a part of their team, who want to lead their team, so they just don't know what to work on first.
Your thing, you're kind of a badass. That is part of your brand is going to feel, in the way I at least see this, it's going to feel a little badass. Only not in the way that you have your delivery style. Like when I've mentioned anyone that we are working together on this, and I say, go listen to my podcast with her and tell me what you think, that was one of the common terms. Like, I wouldn't fuck with that chick. Mm-hmm. Right? Which is, I think that's good. And not in a hard-ass kind of way, but in a very firm, I've been there, done that. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But your origin story is going to be, in the very beginning with a personal brand, your origin story is very paramount. I can't even tell you how many times I had to give I started a boot camp in the park with $600 of Craigslist equipment and blah, 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 blah. Like, I had to because nobody knew who the fuck I was.
Right.
My origin story gave me a foot in the door. So I'm like, oh, all right, well, fair. Okay, what do you have to say? Like, okay, I get it. You figured it out. Maybe I can learn something from you. So your origin story is going to definitely, as we craft it, going to need to discuss, very similar to what we went over on the podcast, how you went through a rebranding, how you have gone through the gym, and we don't even have to call out Alex, we just say you were a 6-week challenge customer for a while. Like, that was a business, the thing I was doing my business, and then I realized a better way to utilize that tool or to utilize that strategy, or I realized that it was a played out a business model, and I've come out of it no longer using that same strategy, and I've come out better for it. So this is kind of our avatar of who we're looking to create content for. And that's super important because when we're pitching it, we want it to resonate with somebody. Now, what kind of content are you looking to create? There is self-created versus collaborative.
What's up? So I just wanted to cut away from this for a second. The previous vlog, I think I called it Don't Be a Lazy Fuck. At the very end, I touched on an episode where I had, within the span of a day, several different, situations where other gyms are just blatantly, very lazily stealing shit from Urban Movement. And here's a bunch of lazy motherfuckers again. Just today, this was sent to me again. These lazy fucks. Look at this. CrossFit bar bending. Was I nervous? Hell yeah, I was. I wonder where you got that shit from. Like, look at this. Like, any of you guys who follow Urban Movement, and I give it all away for you guys for free. I share so much, and you know I'm good with you stealing it, but look at this. These lazy fuck faces could not even take the fucking time to go ahead and make it look any different. Look, it's the same thing. Here it is on Urban Movement where we originally posted it. Like, guys, please steal my shit. Please do. But run it through your own branding machine. I kind of made an example of them on, social media, on Instagram, and I got a lot of, kudos kind of feedback, and a lot of people really pissed off on how I handled that, and, I don't care, that, but I did want to give you the behind the scenes, right? Like, what I put out on Instagram on those guys, you can go back and look at that. Like, it might have seemed like I was publicly shaming them, like fucking Game of Thrones style. Shame. But that's not what it is. Like, behind the scenes, this is what it actually looked like. So give me your feedback. I'd love to know your thoughts.
What is up? This is Stu.
Hello, Stu. This is Jim from CrossFit Barbending.
Jim, what is up, brother? So I understand. I got the DMs you guys just sent, and I really do. I appreciate it. I'm not sure how long you've been following my content, or you kind of know my thesis on this. I'm all for stealing. I've made entire 45-minute videos on this for free, showing different commercials and ads and things that people can steal. But the biggest thing, and again, you guys unfortunately get used as a sacrificial lamb in this example. You've got to make it your own. Like, using a screenshot and then uploading it is a lot different than stealing it, using it, and calling it putting your own colors, your own logo, your own flavor on it. And again, I want you guys to win. I don't know you guys, but you're a micro gym owner, and so am I, and I want you to win. That's why I spent all this time making all this free content. But I just know what road lies ahead, and I know you're busy. I know you have a lot of hats to wear as a business. Trust me, I get it, so do I. But I want you guys to really understand that when you see something you like, grab it, stare at it, and think, how can we make this fit our brand? But you guys gotta realize, I didn't go looking for this. I get 6-7 DMs a week of gym owners who, are in New Jersey that I work with, or anywhere else, and they're just these guys are, blatantly ripping off. I'm like, yeah, it's a really good post. I mean, they should. But I wanted to reach out to you guys, be like, guys, you got to make it your own. You got to put some effort. You can't just screenshot this shit and think it's going to work.
I've been recently trying to pick up our social media presence, as I explained in the DM that I wrote you. And, I'm brand new at this. I'm pretty clean behind the ears when it comes to this whole thing. I understand where you're coming from. I get it.
I'm not worried about you stealing it. I know we're in different markets. It has nothing to do with the B2C of it or the B2B of it. I want you to do well. And one of the things you've got to do is tell your story. I want nothing more than for you guys to succeed. I really do. And I don't even know you. So let me do this. I'd love to set up a 30-minute call with you and sit down and just go over some social media one-on-one. I know social is difficult, especially if you didn't grow up with it and it's a little bit hard. I'm more than happy to walk you guys through some things so you can kind of level up that game. Oh, and it's not that I care that someone steals the logo or a post. And if given the example with the audience I have in my platform, I'm gonna make an example out of anyone so other people fucking learn. Because the ends will justify the means, in my opinion.
The tone that you use sometimes, can rub people the wrong way. That's the only.
You brother, you're telling me. Trust me, I get it. My tone rubs a lot of motherfuckers the wrong way, but that's why it works for me. It's just authentically who I am, and I tell people straight up how it is. And again, I understand it's not for everybody, but anyone who's watching Urban Movement is because they watched What the Fuck Gym Talk. To get the benefits of seeing what Urban Movement does as a gym, you had to probably bypass What the Fuck Gym Talk, which means you probably put up with a few F-bombs in my content. And I honestly think it's a really fair trade. I might call you guys fuck faces, but for the amount of free value I give everybody, I think we're probably still, the seesaw is probably skewed in your favor for the amount of value you're getting.
I see your point. I see where you're coming from.
Awesome, brother. Listen. I'm not a bad dude. I'm really not. Calling these gyms out. You might like it. You might not. You might think it's a dickheaded move. I don't really give a fuck. It's I will always be unapologetically truthful in my pursuit in making it so that micro gym owners level up. Because again, you guys don't realize so many of you are still here 7 years, and we've had it so easy for 7 years. You don't understand the purge that is gonna come. The $1 million facilities that are showing up in your fucking markets that have a 26-year-old that understands social media at a level you can't even fucking comprehend. And I want you guys to do well. I truly do. And I think most people get it. Yeah, Jimmy, he might not like my delivery and like me calling him out on social and shit like that. Fuck. If you come across my radar, and especially if you're jacking my shit and you're not running it through your own branding machine, you're probably gonna get called out. But I'm gonna get on that call with him. I'm gonna do right by that guy. I'm gonna help him out because again, I don't give a fuck about the money. I don't care about that. I don't want a micro gym to go out of business when it could have been avoided and when they could have learned something from it. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Am I a complete prick or is this reasonable? Let me know.